Good afternoon, one and all, and welcome to the videos on getting started with HandelbarJS. So already I have this tutorials on Handlebar on my channel. Already I have it, but recently I also gave a small presentation in my company to a small group of developers, like a four developers. So every week we present something new. So I presented the concept of handlebars. So if you do not know what handlebar is, this would be a great video where I'd be presenting you all the examples about handlebar.js. Let's get started. My name is Somil Shah. I work as a software engineer at Job Target, and here is the presentation, which could be found in the description along with the six different examples. Let's get started. So, what I'm gonna cover here, I'm gonna cover following aspects. I'll be telling you, well, what is handlebars? If you do not know, keep watching. Why handlebar.js? So, why you wanna learn that? Learning basics, exploring. Exploring. Let's remove that. So you're gonna say exploring why I decided to use handlebars in my company. I want to give you a small demo and open for questions. Let's get started. What is HandelbarJS? HandelbarJS is a simple templating language. As you can see, it's a template language. It uses a template and an input object to generate HTML or other text formats. Handlebars templates look like regular text with embedded handlebars expression. Two fancy words, right? Don't worry, it's easy, man. I'll show you. Who uses handlebars? Well, a lot of company uses handlebars. Slack, Job Target. Of course, we use handlebars a lot. Mastercard, Hulu, Starbucks, and yeah, these are some of the companies we uses job tar. These are some of the sorry, these are some of the companies uses handlebar. Oh my god. Now the question comes, why Handlebar.js? Well, Handlebar is one of the most advanced pre-compiling and like feature-rich and popular of all the JavaScript template engine. It has the most active community, right? Handlebar is a logicless templating engine, which means there is a little to no logic in your templates that are on the HTML page. So basically, it's a way to add complex business logic. Also, it's like a template engine. Don't worry, makes sense. I'll show you a demo. I know reading text makes it boring, right? I understand, and that's why I'm not gonna bore you about all of that. So now let's just jump over the examples. So first thing, we're gonna install handlebar, right? So this is a CDN. You gotta paste that in the HTML file. I have six different examples that would be a great example for anyone who's a beginner for handlebar.js. So let's get started, man. Example number one. In this example, I'm actually showing you the power of handlebars. What is handlebar? So as you can see, I have this script tag. So handlebar works as a template, as you can see. So what I did is basically this is the div tag right here. Says data goes here. This is where the data would go, right? This is my template that I made. It's kind of a template, right? So then I said, okay, I wanna render a jumbotron and say hello and whatever name I pass in. So it's rendering the name in this this component right here. So if you see how it works, is first of all very easy. I'll tell you the steps that you need to do in order to get it to work. First step is, first of all, you have to always compile the template. Let me remove that. We don't need this one. So the first step is always you compile the template. So you made this template, you compile it. After that, you specify the destination where this template has to go. So in this case, I said, hey, this all HTML when you render, put it inside this one right here. Okay, so I said that, okay, and then you say, so I selected that and I said HTML. Then I provide the data, and so now I could access all of these data. So now I'm just displaying the name, right? So if you run the web application, you should just see hello my name, right? I mean technically. So it's gonna take us a few seconds, and here you can see hello Somil Shah. The reason you're seeing black because I have a dark mode enabled, so nothing. It's because just it helps my eyes when I'm doing programming. So yeah, first example, so far so good. So things to remember, guys. First step is, first of all, you always compile a template, then you supply the destination where the template has to go. Okay. Second example, let's look at a little bit example how to iterate over an array. We have this array, right? So you can just use a dollar, the each symbol right here, and you can iterate over the components and render it on an HTML. Let's see how this looks like. Remember, the step remains same. First step, always you compile the template, then you specify the destination where the template goes. So pretty easy, right? Makes sense. Okay, so far so good. No problem. Good. Now let's go to the third example. Okay, let's see what we have. So here I'm showing you the power of if statement. So in previous statement, what we did is basically we render this language. If any of the language is like none, for example, if it was an empty string, it would render it like still an li component. So what you want to do is you want to check first of all if this variable language, the array exists, right? You want to have some logic. This is an if statement that you do in Python, Java, whatever. So I'm just saying, hey, if the language exists, then only render it. Otherwise, don't render it. So here I showed you the handlebar if statement. So let's run that. Nothing fancy here. Same thing. We just added an if statement. Oh, that's right. That's perfect. That's exactly how it works. Let's look at the fourth example of handlebars. Things are gonna get interesting. Okay. Now what I'm saying is a good practice usually. Now I want to show you about some of the power of handlebar. So let's say in the previous example, in this one, if I have a web page up, I don't know. Let me just run that. So you see all of these skills, Python, C#, Java. I want to convert that to a title case or an uppercase. How do I do that? So handlebars allows writing functions. So what I did is basically just so I said a function. I wrote a simple handlebar to register helper. I registered a helper called toTitleCase. Simple function takes a string, does something on the string. When you do that, you could just add the name here, like toTitleCase, and you're using the word this. So what this would do is basically this would convert that into a title case. Interesting, right? Look at this, S capital, S capital. Interesting, right? So you could add your complicated helper logic, or you could add helper functions as well to transform the text, or do some processing on the text, like date processing or whatever. So far so good, right? Okay, no problem. Let's look at the fifth example. The best way to learn, guys, is always to go through over the examples. I would put all the example in the description. So yeah, please take out some time and go over it, right? Always first step, you compile the template, then you say the destination where the template has to go, and then you provide the data, right? This is exactly what's going on. So now this is a little bit nice example. What I'm showing here with the power of handlebars is, let me just show you. So first of all, an input, I'm just saying Python. When you say submit, if that skill exists, we are highlighting that skill. So we are doing highlighting, right? But that we are doing with handlebars. Now, how did I do that? Okay, so let's see. Okay, easy, not that example. So first of all, we go to the div. I have a word highlight. So you notice that I have a word highlight. That means another thing you notice that you have triple braces. That means you want to render a HTML. You want to render an HTML element. When you say double braces, that means you want to render the value. But when you say triple braces, that means you want to render the HTML, like li tag or some kind of an HTML like stuff like these, right? Not the value. So with doing that, as you can see, highlight. So you can easily make out that, okay, that means this guy has written a function highlight, which is right. So all this does is it takes a data, and what I do is give me one sec, guys. Sorry for that. Okay, so what exactly I did is highlight, right? So basically we are iterating over the data that we had, and we are checking if the word exists in that data, my data. If it exists, what we do is basically we replace that with a HTML component, mark, style, background, color, green, right? So simple. You see how powerful handlebars can do. So I showed you such a amazing example, right? Like with handlebars. So that's that. Okay, let's look at the next example for handlebar.js. What all things you can do? Okay, in this example, what I'm showing you, I guess it's the last product viewed functionality. Let me clear my local storage because it's already there in the cache. So let me do that, and then I want to show you. So I'm gonna come here, console source network performance. I guess within the application, local storage. Yeah, I want to remove these one. So what I want to do, clear, perfect. You want to refresh the DOM. Okay, so whenever I click on a card, you see it's already viewed. Now if I refresh the DOM, it would persist that. Now how do I do this in handlebar? Okay, easy. Let me show you what I did. So when the DOM is ready, we are rendering the component, right? When we are rendering that component, we are checking if okay, before that, let's do this. So what I did is, guys, I gave this div element a unique ID. So I gave a name and then whatever value is coming from this array, right? So the ID would be name Sawmill, name Nitin, name Suhas, name Shah. So these are the unique ID in which, so I gave a unique ID to the div element so I can select it. Now, when you click on this, I'm calling a function called as, oh, damn it. I'm calling a function called as card handler, and I'm passing the value that you selected. So if you see this card handler, right, it's a function, right? So what I'm doing is I'm adding a CSS and I'm just storing that ID on the local storage. Now, when the DOM gets loaded, I'm checking in the for before rendering. When the DOM gets loaded, first of all, I render those cards and I check in the local storage. Hey, is this ID there in you? If it is there, okay, set the CSS for that. If not, then set the CSS to null. As you can see, if the ID is there, we add an eye icon. So that means you have already viewed that product. Oh, where was that? I think I can do it again. So if I restart, that should be there already because it's in the local store. You see the eye is already there. You see how amazingly you can leverage handlebars. It makes your life a lot more easier. Well, I want to do a very, this was a very short video. I would say like a rapid session on handlebars. So I hope you enjoyed it. I would put the slides and the examples covered in the video in the description. So kindly check them out. If you have more questions on handlebars, let me know that by doing that in the comment section below. I would be very happy to, if you know something else apart from handlebars, let me know. I know there's a lot like React, Vue and stuff. That's fine. But this is just what people who are using like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, they use handlebars a lot. I mean, I use handlebars a lot to do a lot of complicated stuff. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching and hope you have enjoyed the small walkthrough on handlebars, and see you guys next time. Be safe, keep smiling, keep coding. See you guys next time.